Excuse me, can I get a refill, please?
Coming right up. Excuse me, are you all right?
Yeah. No, it's a long story.
Well, I like stories. I'm considered a bit of a storyteller myself.
My husband? Have you heard of New York's Noah?
The guy who's building the ark.
That's him.
I love that story. Knowing the ark. You know, a lot of people miss the point of that story. They think it's about God's wrath and anger. They love it when God gets angry.
What is the story about then, the ark?
Well, I think it's a love story about believing in each other. You know, the animals showed up in pairs. They stood by each other, side by side, just like Noah and his family. Everybody entered the ark side by side.
But my husband says God told him to do it. What do you do with that?
Sounds like an opportunity. Let me ask you something. If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? If they prayed for courage, does God give them courage, or does he give them opportunities to be courageous? If someone prayed for the family to be close, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? Well, I gotta run. A lot of people to serve. Enjoy.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Marquise. Yeah, I really wanted to open up that segment with a clip from Evan Almighty, because I feel like it's very essential to life right now, and especially for me, because I realized that I asked God a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, about making me that kind of person that I kept seeing in my dreams. And a lot of changes happened, and I didn't quite understand everything, but I knew the kind of person that I wanted to be. And so life began to change. And as you look at that segment, he talks about you think God's just gonna hit you with some fun fuzzy feelings and stuff to be brave. And I just thought it would be very essential to everything that's just happening in my life right now. I'm trying to be cool, trying to be patient and stuff, but it seems like other people are moving on and they're thriving. And I've been having times that I've been struggling and stuff like that, and it gets frustrating because I feel like I'm a hard worker, I'm a decent person, make some mistakes, but I've been really just trying to be a better person, and things are just not quite going as quickly as I would like. But I think that's all a part of the process, and God is just trying to prepare me for the life that he has planned for me. Now, I've been trying new things. Luckily, like the algorithm on Facebook has been sending me things about finances, has been sending me things about how to become a better person and make better decisions and make a change in your life. And they have this thing in finances that they call micro investments. Not everybody can afford to put, $1,500 or $10,000 into a stock, but you can put a small amount, meaning like $25 into a stock, and just watch the market and see where it goes. And they say that money is like a snowball, and it takes a lot to get the snowball rolling, but once it gets rolling, it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and like your investment pays off for you, but you got to get the ball rolling. And so I started to look at that in my personal life, like, well, can I make micro investments into myself? And what I mean by that is, like, instead of sitting around not doing anything or just sitting around watching TV, get up, wash your clothes, and clean your house, straighten up your sofa, make your bed and stuff like that, fold your clothes and put them away. Those are micro investments, and they will help you build some character within yourself, man, that you got discipline. I get up in the morning, I do my push-ups, I go run and stuff like that, and it just gives you, is investing in yourself. And then when you pull in the different stories, just like how the segment opened up talking about, God's gonna put you in situations to teach you or to give you the skills that you asked him for. I feel like making those micro investments is the same exact thing that you are experiencing. It's going to take time. You got to be patient. Don't give up. And I know that even for myself, like every day, I'm just like, what's the point of all this? But it's only two choices I can make: crash out or hope to die. And I don't want to die, and I got a lot of purpose. I have my children to live for. I have a future to live for. And I think that I got to just be patient. It took a while for me to become the kind of person that I am today. And it's going to take a while for me to become the kind of person that I want to be in my next life. And I'm just going to have to be patient. And I use this platform. I use a lot of the different things that I do to be able to share that information with other people. Like, hey, man, even today, I had to put the earring on, I put the ring on, I put the necklace on and stuff. I got a little some embellishment in my hair. And it's all because I'm just trying to look better. Like, I'm not satisfied exactly with where I am right now. Like, man, I should be, it's been 4 years and I still looking like the person that I was 4 years ago, and I'm not happy with that. And so I'm like, man, I gotta do something. I gotta make some changes. I gotta switch things up, because I don't want to be the same person that I used to be. I don't want to be the same person that's sitting in the corner feeling sad for myself. And now that my brother died, I feel like I got a whole lot more to live for. That's him back there, right there in the pictures and stuff. And I'm like, yo, bro, you're here with me, man. You shared your spirit with me. I'm doing more things that I've ever done when you were here, bro. And so I'm going to take you right there with me. And so I'm already now like, Lord, I want to see something different. I want to experience something different. I want more doors to open up for me. And so, yeah, I told you all that I'll be trying to do some studying. I do have some information. One of those things I wanted to share with you was about being patient and taking the time, because, you want to be brave. You're going to have times in your life where it's going to take you being brave along with the fear to gain that bravery. And obviously you'll begin to understand that it's like, every time you being brave, you're in a situation where most people would be scared, but you're brave. And I was trying to tell people that, hey, I've listened to little personal interviews of very famous people. They have to put on a certain type of skin or a certain type of personality when they're getting ready to go on stage, because that normal person that's within them wouldn't even do it. They wouldn't get up there. And so I'm just want to tell you that you can do it no matter what. And that kind of leads me into some of the things I've been meeting people. I have friends and they just talk about, man, like, I got this going on, I got that going on. Nobody's opening up doors for me. And I understand. And I'm like, it really makes me appreciate my life. But I know what I did when I was in those situations. I was like, yo, if I don't have a job right now, I need to spend 8 hours a day looking for a job. It's power in numbers. I need to be filling out 40 applications. That don't mean 40 people are going to call me. Out of those 40, I got three people to call me back, and then 2 of them possibly gave me an interview. And so you got to put in the work and you got to stay encouraged. That finding a job has to become your job. And then if you can't find a job, find a hustle, find something, create a demand, and go ahead and fill that demand. Now, I wanted to tell you all about a man named Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is a motivational speaker from back in the 80s, and he talked about Take full responsibility for your life. And that's one of the things that I was thinking about when I talk to people and I hear them making the excuses on why they can't make their life better. Like, I got the 8 ball against me too. And sometimes I feel like I'm never going to come from behind the 8 ball. But when I look back, I'm like, yo, I'm doing better. I got a decent job. I got a decent place. I got a decent car that I'm driving. I'm not super proud of it, but I'm not where I used to be 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. And so you're going to have to take those little small steps and then look back and be like, oh man, I came a long way. And it's just like that, man. I still have pain. I still have sadness. Sometimes I'm still making bad decisions. Sometimes I wake up feeling disappointed in how I did. But, you have the power to change your life. I have the power to change my life. And every day I'm trying to work towards that. And I'm trying to take whoever I can with me to go in that direction, man, to go ahead and go after your dreams. All I want to say is that, like, yo, you may not be comfortable with how you look, but go ahead and put yourself on camera anyway. Go ahead and get in front of those people and sing your song. Go ahead and put your art on YouTube. Go ahead and put your art on social media. Do your thing, because only you are going to make yourself happy. And that leads me into one thing. I was listening to Mike Tyson. He was talking about, yo, you got to be the champion before you be the champion. You got to know you're the champion before you become the champion. And I feel like every person knew that they were going to be somebody before they even got there. Jay-Z showed up on the scene at Jamie Foxx's party, and he knew he was going to be the hot thing. He's like, man, my name is Jay-Z. He dropped his lyrics. He dropped his beat and he did his thing and he became famous. I feel like Snoop Dogg did the same thing. I also feel like Pharrell Williams did the same thing. He knew he was going to be famous. He knew he was going to be somebody. And right inside of me, I feel like I know I'm going to be somebody. And I sometimes be feeling like, man, it's too late. I'm 43. I haven't done it. I done made all of these mistakes. Man, what hope there is for me. But let me tell you, man, when I read Genesis, I read through the Bible, there's so many people that I'm just like Abraham, scared, lying, and deceiving. I'm just like David, doing things that I shouldn't be, just like Solomon. And it's like, just like Samson. So, and then you have a plethora of more and more people that are in the Bible that God say, hey, I love you in spite of the things that you do. I love you that I'm going to still give my life for you, even though you didn't keep the promise that we made together. I won't back out of my promise. And so to get back to Jim Rohn, he said, take full responsibility for your life. And to me, that just kind of like correlates with the same thing that they say in the 12-step program. They say, take a fearless inventory of yourself. And I feel like Jim Rohn is saying the same thing. He's like, man, stop making excuses. Don't blame the government. Don't blame the weather. Don't blame, taxes and all of that kind of stuff for why your life is not better. It is your responsibility to make your life better. And so go ahead and take a look at this segment.
Take full responsibility for what happens to you. It's one of the highest forms of human maturity, accepting full responsibility. It's the day you know you've passed from childhood to adulthood, the day you accept full responsibility. And another note, learn to reap in the fall without apology. Without apology if you do well, and without complaint if you don't. That's maturity. I used to have that long list of reasons why I wasn't doing well. To explain. You got to explain, right? Otherwise you're going to look bad. I used to have this funny list called Reasons for Not Looking Good. I used to blame the government. I mean, you can believe that or not. It was at the top of my list. I had a lecture second to none. The government. That was on my list. I used to blame taxes. Look what you got left after they take everything. And they expect you to do well. That was on my list there. Prices, that one's easy, right? You walk into the supermarket with $20, come out with a little half bag. So I had that on my list. I used to blame the weather. I blamed the traffic. I used to blame my car. I blamed the manufacturers. I used to blame the company. I blamed company policy. I used to blame the training program. I blame my negative relatives. They were always putting me down. I blame my cynical neighbors. They're just selfish, looking out for themselves. Won't loan you money? They were on my list. I used to blame the economy. I blamed the community. That's a pretty good list for not doing well, isn't it? I thought it was good. I'll never forget one day, Mr. Schoaf was very kind, but he was also very blunt. And this was no exception. And I'm glad he was blunt. There's a lot of things I'd have missed if he hadn't have been blunt. One day, with sort of a curious look on his face, he said, Jim, just out of curiosity, tell me, how come you haven't done well up until now? Excellent question. I thought, well, so I won't look too bad, I'll go through my list. And this list I just gave you, I put that on him. And he was very patient. He let me go through the whole thing, the government, the weather. I went through this whole thing. When I finished, he looked my list over very carefully. He said, Mr. Rohn, big problem with your list. You ain't on it. How brilliant. When I went to work for him a few months later, I learned very quickly to tear up my list, reasons for not doing well, and I threw it away. And I got me a fresh piece of paper. And I put one word on it. Me. There's a Black Heritage spiritual that says, it's not my mother nor my father, nor my brother nor my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. See, I used to blame everything outside. And then let me give you a little philosophy that helped turn my life around. For your notes, here it is. It's not what happens that determines the quality or the quantity of your life. It's not what happens. And the reason is because what happens to about everybody. No different. The sun went down on all of us last night. A common event, a happening. And I found out that the same things can happen to two different people. One gets rich and one stays poor. Why is that? It's because it's not what happens, but rather it's what you do that changes everything. So that's a key phrase. It's not what happens, it's what you do. What happens is about the same. You might put that in parentheses here. Same. What people do, that's what's different. Anything can happen, right? Everything can happen. I've heard all the stories. I've been one of the stories. Hey, we could all tell stories all night long, right? Happenings. Anything can happen. Have you heard of Murphy's Laws? Anybody here heard of Murphy's Laws? Okay, most of you have. Murph had these laws. One of them was, if anything can go wrong, it will. That's one of Murphy's laws. He was not one of the great positive speakers of the day. But anyway, it's still true though, right? Anything can go wrong, everything can go wrong. For sure. I've fallen out of the sky so many times. Once to the tune of a couple of million. Devastating. Took me a while to survive that one. Now, it wasn't all that much, but it was all I had. I mean, that's when it's much, right? When it's all you got. If you got 3, 2 go, you got 1 left, you ain't looking that bad. But when it all goes, has anybody been there when it all went? Anybody? Come on, the rest of you liars. Go ahead. Hey, we've all been there, right? When it all went. Of course, it used to be a long time ago, right? When you ran out of money, got to 0, you were all through. Heck, now you can whistle right on by 0, right? I mean, they will bury you. That's what they will do. But see, those are the happenings, right? Everything can happen. Anything can happen. But it's not the happenings. It's what you do about it. Somebody says, yeah, but you don't understand the disappointments I've had. Come on. Everybody's had their share. Disappointments are not special gifts reserved for the poor. Everybody has them. The difference is what you do about it. It's not the weather. I used to blame the weather, and I discovered it rains on the rich. So see, that won't help. Two men wake up one morning, there's a rainstorm on. One of them looks out his window, sees the rainstorm, and he says, wow, what a storm. With weather like this, they can't expect you to go out and make sales. He stays home. Same morning, the other guy looks out his window, sees the same storm, says, wow, what a storm. But he says, you know what, with weather like this, what a great day to go out and make sales. Most everybody will probably be home. Especially the sales. See, that's the difference in how your life works out. It's not what happens, it's what you do. So here's one of the key questions of the evening. Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that'll make a change in your life's direction? Good question. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's going to be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are going to be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want. But it's nice to know any day you wish you can change your whole life. What can you do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Good question. What can you do with economic chaos, massive disappointment? What can you do with a broken heart? What can you do when it won't work? Good question. So if I had a word with you tonight, one-on-one, just you and me, I think my personal advice to you would be, this year, 1981, reach down inside of you and come up with some more of those remarkable human gifts. They're there, waiting to be utilized. And then change anything for you you want to change. And I challenge you to do that because you can change. If you don't like how it is for you, change it. If it doesn't suit you, change it. If it doesn't please you, change it. If it isn't enough, change it. And I challenge you to do that because you can change. See, you don't ever have to be the same again after tonight, only by choice. If you don't like your present address, change it. You're not a tree.
And so, yeah, we're back, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. But man, I'm just gonna tell you, be encouraged, and don't let circumstances stop you from believing in yourself. You have the potential. If you start small, you don't have to see the end result today, but just start making those small steps. Sometimes you have to pick your legs up and put one foot forward, pick the other leg up, put the other foot forward. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, and don't give up. And don't get mad at yourself when you're too discouraged. Get up the next day and say, hey, I'm going to cast those evil feelings away from me, and I'm going to get back to work. I do it every single day. And that's the reason why I'm up here trying to do this podcast. One, it's like healing for me. Two, it gives me something to do instead of having idle time to think negatively or go find something bad for me to get into. And so I would like to close out this segment on the podcast today, talking about the little bit of a concern that I have. I'm on a job, I'm listening to the radio, and they were talking about how the infrastructure for water here in Texas is not that very strong. And it's in Central Texas, Mind you, I have not seen a water bill more than like $50 and stuff like that. But there are some people, like in Kyle, Texas, they're getting like $250 water bills, and people are talking about, I gotta move out of here because I can't afford the water bill, and I don't know what I'm gonna have or what I'm gonna see on my next bill. And if it continues to be like this, then I'm gonna have to find another place to live. And I realize that in Austin, things are growing, and the bigger that Austin grows, the more people are going to filter in. And they're not just going to stay in Austin, they're not just going to stay in Kyle, they're not just going to stay in Dallas. They're going to move where they can afford, they're going to move where they can get homes and apartments and things. And so I have concerns about what's going to happen with the water. In Kyle, they are down to 10% capacity in the Edwards aquifer. That's very, very low. And now they're trying to figure out where they can pipe in other water so that those people who are living there and those businesses that are growing, the more business, that means the more water. And so how long is it going to be before it ends up being here in Temple where we're getting $200 water bills? So I keep saying light bill because that's typically what my light bill is looking like. My light bill is like $200, $250. Sometimes it may go more than that. It's unheard of to hear about a water bill being over $200. And they're saying that, like, be careful about your homes because you don't know if you got like they call it a silent leak, where you don't see it. It could be underneath your toilet, it could be down in your pipes underneath the ground. And I've seen people get a $10,000 water bill because they had a leak somewhere, and they said they had 64,000 gallons of water that they used that month. And that person showed them evidence that, like, hey, up until this one month, my water consumption has only been like 2,000 gallons. And so they had to take it to court, they had to contest it and stuff. And I'm figuring that for them to build up the infrastructure the way that they want, they're talking about $170 billion. So eventually that's going to filter out to all of us here in the state of Texas, all of us here in Central Texas. And so I guess the question is, like, okay, so what do we do? How do we counteract that? Man, contact your congressman, contact your senators and stuff like that, and let them know about your concerns. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find the information, and I'm going to try to follow the news, not fake news, real news, and find out about what's happening here in the state of Texas, and making sure that I keep myself safe and keep my family safe. All right, folks, thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate you all tuning in. This is the Stay Strong Podcast. I love y'all. Peace.